As an agency owner, you actually want to grow a successful business eventually to seven-figure revenues, but you also have a personal life, right? And the big question that I had for many years is, how should I establish my daily routine so that my business goals align with my personal life? And I can tell you, I wasn't very successful with this for a very long time, actually. Between, let's say, 2006, when I started as a freelancer, and 2018, when I was at the peak of my workload and where everything was so stressful, and like really, I hated my agency because it was so stressful, right? Between these two dates, I wasn't successful because I had no personal life. Of course, I went to some parties, some weekends, I met some friends like once a month or so. But in general, I was waking up in the morning with my phone, right, starting messages, and I was going to bed with my phone, ending the day with messages. And at night, I woke up sometimes, or I was so exhausted that I just slept through until 6 a.m. in the morning. But it was really tough, right? And that was absolutely not what I wanted as an agency owner, because what I wanted was wealth and freedom, right? I want to build a business that is creating something that is giving clients awesome results, and that like is something that serves me and me personally and gives me good life. But actually, this didn't happen because I did so many things wrong, right? You find all my learnings, by the way, on this channel at FlashUp. If you want to build your agency in a way that it works for you, not against you, and that it grows without you, then you need systems and structures. So you can find all that in the channel at FlashUp. So, but this video is really about the routine that I established and that I recommend for most agency owners if they really want to build a seven-figure agency with high profits and relaxed work days and without just running in a hamster wheel all day, okay? And I'm going to share this routine with you right now. So when I wake up in the morning, I typically wake up at 6 a.m. Sometimes I wake up earlier, 5:30, right? Just because I'm awake, I want to start my day. I never, ever again start the day with my smartphone, because what happens is, and that is so important, you get controlled by others. And that is no fancy, scary theory that the world is owned by aliens. No, it's just like you look at this thing, at this device, and you see messages. So you don't have an intent to read the messages. It just happens because they pop up and you react to it. And the same for social media and WhatsApp and chats and emails and all that stuff. Now, what happens with your brain is that you train your brain to react to what others want from you. And that's why so many agency owners have a totally scattered mind. They are just running around like a headless chicken from one meeting to another meeting, chat here, email there, and they don't even know what they are doing with all their time but working 12 hours a day and wondering why they get no progress. That's an absolute shitty routine. Okay, it's really the opposite of what you want to achieve as an agency owner. It's giving you the absolute opposite, right? And why I started with this is because, look, that's also no woo-woo magic, but what you think becomes your actions, right? You first think, then you do. And if you don't think consciously, you think subconsciously. So what's your subconscious mind? It's just what you thought consciously very often, or what other people told you, and you accepted this as your own thought, so you made it a belief. And then it manifested in your subconscious mind, and now you think in these patterns and these thoughts, even if you don't want to do it consciously. Now this determines what you do every day. And what you do every day decides about what you get as a result. Now, if you think that you have to start your day because everything is so urgent with your phone, like you train yourself to just react. And the whole day is like this. So let me ask you this. How do you want to build a sales system? How do you want to analyze KPIs in marketing campaigns? How do you want to lead your team with a focused and structured way if your mind is all over the place because you allow this thing to control your mind? So to answer the question about a healthy daily routine is getting up in the morning, Don't even have your smartphone in your bedroom, and start your day with at least 15 minutes of meditation. And that has nothing to do with religion or Buddhist rituals or whatever. It is just to sit down and calm down your mind and stay focused and make sure that you, as the business owner, are focused and calm. You don't need to focus on something external, you just focus on yourself. And of course, you will see in the beginning that your thoughts, they bounce around, and like it's hard to sit for just 15 minutes. It's even harder to sit for 30 minutes or an hour. But it's absolutely doable. And once you are able to control your actions by just ignoring your thoughts, now you become in full control of what you want to do. And when you are in full control of what you really want to do, instead of reacting to this thing here, then you can build a business that you want to build and that serves you, instead of building a business based on what other people tell you, what your clients want from you every day, and what your team tells you and asks you to do every day. Okay, so that is the important first step in my morning routine. At least you don't have to do it. If you want to run around like a headless chicken, well, feel free to do it. But I recommend to starting the workday with meditation. And then a good coffee, but without caffeine. That's the trick. Because what happens if you try to, if you are so exhausted and you just drink energy drinks and coffee with caffeine, what happens is your body gets stressed. That's what happens. And do you need more stress? No. Of course, it feels like you are awake. But that's just because otherwise you are so tired. And then this caffeine and the energy drinks, they push you up and you feel normal. But do you know that you can feel like this even without these drinks? If you just are more calm every day and if you are less stressed, then you don't need this caffeine and you can drink decaf coffee like I do. And that reduces stress within your body, and that helps you be more in control of what you're doing every day. And that will help you follow a strategy over the long term and build systems, build sales funnels, build marketing strategies, build a team. Calm and with a clear goal to build a business that serves you. Okay, so that's the second part of the routine. Well, don't drink caffeine. Don't drink energy boosters, right? It is just toxic for your emotions. It is toxic for your stress level. It's toxic for your body. Okay. Of course, there is, I mean, coffee is a whole topic for itself, right? People saying, okay, coffee is healthy. Yes, it has some components that are healthy. But overall, stress in your body is never healthy, and it prevents actually you as a business owner from achieving your goal, because you are just hustling, and you don't have a clear mind, which you need in order to build a business. It's a complex thing. And you need to be able to think clearly and stress-free to handle complexity. Okay, so that's it. In the morning, every second day, I go to the gym or go boxing or I go jogging, running. I live very close to the forest. That's very nice. I just open the door, go out and run for 30 minutes or so. That's it. Just a routine, very short, right? You don't need to have a workout for 2 hours. It is just important that you have some movement. It clears your mind. It clears your stress, right? The stress is removed from your body when you start physical activities, sports. And it is hard if it's not your routine. Everything is hard if it's not your routine, right? And it's hard to change your routine. That's why it's so important to have a routine that serves you, instead of just following a routine that you've built accidentally because of, I don't know why, other people told you, or you just started drinking coffee and you started your morning with this phone, and then you go like eventually caring about your kids, making them ready, right? And you always want to go do sports, but you never do because you think and believe you never have time, which is an absolute lie that you're telling yourself, because everyone has the same time. You're just not prioritizing what you want to do with this time. And you cannot prioritize it because you are constantly reacting to what others want from you instead of following your own agenda. Okay, so that is an important thing, that you need to be in control of your own time and priority in order to build what you want to build. Okay, So the next part, when I start my workday after having some breakfast, right? I combine this with decaf coffee. Then I first start my day with 1 hour deep work. I just do the most important thing. I have a Trello board. Don't worry if you don't like Trello, you can use any task management tool. You can even use physical papers, okay? Where I have a list of what is most important for me. And then when my deep work time box is active, I just do the most important thing on the list and I try to get it done. Because when I start my workday with opening Slack and emails and phone and social media and all that stuff, I won't get to this point to do the most important thing because other things are distracting me. And it is so hard to resist distractions. That's why the only effective way is to eliminate them. And you eliminate them by switching off all these apps and throw your phone in the garbage. And okay, you shouldn't do that, but put it somewhere where it's out of reach. That's how you basically avoid distractions, by eliminating them, not by trying to resist. It's not possible. I mean, all these things are engineered to distract us, to catch our attention. But yeah, you are in control of if you allow these things to be in your environment. So your environment is actually very important because it controls your habits, your emotions, your thoughts. Okay, so after I did deep work 1 hour in the morning, then I open up the floodgates of all communication, Slack and everything, okay? I go through that and I answer them for maximum 45 minutes, typically 30 minutes. And then I switch them off again. And then my next deep work time box becomes active. And I typically have my deep work time boxes categorized. Some deep work time boxes are business strategies, others are for marketing, others are for video creation like this. Okay, and this is only possible when there is no distraction. Otherwise, I couldn't create a video for you. I couldn't do anything that requires focus. So then I have my calendar full of time boxes with blockers for specific topics. And for each topic, I have a column in Trello. And every column is like a list. And let's say this is my marketing list, okay? And then on top of this list, I have the most important thing, or I give numbers 1, 2, 3 based on the priorities. And then when the marketing time box becomes active, I do the number one thing on the marketing list. And when like my team management time box becomes active, I do the most important thing for team management, etc. Okay, and that's how I'm always in control of my time and priority. And most importantly, you will build a routine, you will build habits that, I mean, what are habits? They are a collection of activities that you execute subconsciously. You don't need to think about it all the time. It's like a program in your mind, in your subconscious mind, that you repeat every day. And then it's so easy because it's automatic. It's on autopilot. But if you have the wrong habits and the wrong routine, it's like having a virus on your computer. It just destroys your computer, right? And if you have the right routine, like it gets you closer to your goal. So really take care of your routines and your habits and build them in a way that they serve you. So the next routine is, I'm not actually very good at this, having breakfast, because I'm not hungry at noon and I should eat something, but I don't do it. So very often I don't do it. I have a time box, but when I'm not hungry, then, well, I don't eat at noon. Okay. In the evening, I do. So then in the afternoon, typically I have sales calls. Okay. I have sales calls that, my sales reps book in my calendar if I take them personally for my higher level potential clients, and others are handled by my sales team. And then there are time boxes for controlling, right? I control and manage my business based on KPIs. So I look at the numbers. By the way, there are other videos in this channel about which KPIs you need in sales and for your business, etc. But KPIs are so important because they give me instant feedback about how my business is doing. Number one KPIs are revenues, costs, and as a result, revenue minus cost profits. I monitor this on a weekly basis. I also look at my bank account on a weekly basis, not every day, otherwise you go crazy if you see the ups and downs and you attach yourself emotionally to these ups and downs, you will feel terrible. And then that's the controlling, right? Because sometimes when I have my controlling activities, I see something is going wrong. Now I analyze what's going wrong and I put action items on my list, not on this physical one sometimes, but mostly in Trello. Okay, I categorize them by category. For example, when I see the cost and service fulfillment are too high, I put this in my column for team management. And when my time box becomes active for team management, then, well, I do the work. the one action item that is most important. And on Friday evening, I have a time box where I reprioritize all my lists so that I know when I start my day on Monday, I know my priorities. And I can just start and go straight without thinking, okay, what's important? What should I do? Because that burns a lot of energy and that's not fun and it's like not productive. And basically that's it. That's how I structure my workday. That's how I build a routine. That's how I make sure that I also have enough time for my personal life, because I end my workday at 5:30, sometimes at 6, but never later. And then I care about my son and I care about my family and I do things that I like, right? And I also never work at the weekend. I did this for years in the past, but now I don't do it anymore because weekends are free for family. Okay, so that's another time box, right? That's just it. You block the weekend and it's easier because there is no distraction because most other people are not working at the weekend. But if they would be working, like you would also be working as you are driven by others, if you are not in control of your time, which is what you will be if you use time boxes in your calendar for everything that really matters in your business. That's why you have business-specific categories of time boxes in your calendar, and also for your private life. And then you build a routine by following these time boxes, category per category, day by day. And then it becomes so easy, right? And when you've built the right routine, then and only then you will get the results you want, because you are doing the right things every single day without thinking every day what is the right thing and what you should actually do, right? And that's what helped me grow my agency to multiple millions in revenue per year. We have done 13.4 million in the last 4 years. And I can lead this business with only 1 hour per day because everything is streamlined, systemized. I have my routine. We have an awesome team that has KPIs to manage their own performance. It's a self-managing team that doesn't need me all day. And by the way, if you want to copy these systems and structures, we allow agency owners actually to copy the systems for sales, marketing, hiring, and management to their agency, because it took me 400,000 euro. I took a bank credit to reinvent the wheel and figure out everything myself. And you can just copy it to your agency. If you're interested in that and you want to grow faster, more profitably, and with less work and less stress, then below this video, you find a link. You can book a call with a person from my team or watch a video to see how it works. And yeah, eventually we will see each other and like build that all up for you. That would be awesome, because I love actually seeing the smile on people's faces once they realize how much easier it can be to grow their business and to have a relaxed, calm, and meaningful life. That's the goal, isn't it? So if you got value from this video, then I would appreciate if you give me a like and subscribe. You will get a notification twice a week. I'm going to create more videos twice a week about topics that help you grow your business much faster, more profitably, and with less work, thanks to systems, automation, and AI. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. Cheers and happy scaling.